Colleague Krishna Kumar gets you the parliament seat breakup.
Take a look at where things stand in the Canadian elections. In terms of numbers, bear in mind the final results are yet to be announced. These are the standings as of now. And according to that, let's begin with the number one, the largest party in Canada this time around. Again, it's the Liberals, 157 seats. That's where the numbers are at this point in time. The final numbers yet to come in. Justin Trudeau making sure he holds on to 157 seats, and that, however, not giving him the majority that's required. That's 170 seats in the 338-member House of Commons in Canada. Up after that is Andrew Scheer, the second largest party, the Conservative Party. Andrew Scheer has 21 seats, quite some way behind Justin Trudeau. Andrew Scheer's campaign finally biting the dust, and he will, and the party will continue to sit in the opposition for another 4 years. After that is Jagmeet Singh. Now, Jagmeet Singh is on 24 votes. Jagmeet Singh and the NDP, the National Democratic Party. Now, that number did not quite justify the expectations that surrounded Jagmeet Singh. Talk about the first Indian origin person to run for major office in Canada. Jagmeet Singh kicked up quite a storm on his way, on his campaign, but still, when it came to the final tally, as we stand at this point in time, 24 seats for Jagmeet Singh and the NDP, still not the third largest party in Canada. Bear in mind, Jagmeet Singh was given the status of kingmaker, and he could very well be the kingmaker and support Justin Trudeau's government, but the NDP is not the third largest party. And after that is Elizabeth May and the Green Party. The Elizabeth May party, Green Party, getting 3 seats, a much subdued showing, so to speak, because the Green Party too promised and flattered to deceive with just 3 seats. Bear in mind, the Green parties in other countries, for example, Switzerland, have done extremely well in these elections. And in these elections, environment and climate change was a big issue for Canada, yet the Green Party getting only 3 seats after the party lost, and that is the Quebecois Party. Yves Blanchet is the man that we're talking about over here, and he's led a very successful campaign. The Quebec region, the French-speaking region of Canada, voting for the Quebecois, the Bloc Quebecois Party, and that is a big takeaway from these elections because that's more than the so-called third contender, Jagmeet Singh's party's share. So at the end of the day, the Quebecois region and the Bloc having a huge say and making a very pronounced statement in these Canadian elections.
And shifting away from Canada now, for a second time this year, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has failed to form the government. The ball is now on his rival, Benny Gantz's court. But the former Israeli Defense Forces Chief of Staff's chances are no more certain. So does that mean that Israel could head to elections for the third time this year? Next report explains.
החזיר לידיו את המנדט להרכבת הממשלה. מאז שקיבלתי את המנדט, פעלתי ללא הרף, גם בגלוי, גם בסתר, כדי להקים ממשלת אחדות לאומית רחבה. זה מה שהעם רוצה. זה גם מה שישראל צריכה. אל מול האתגרים הביטחוניים שהולכים וגדלים מדי יום, מדי שעה. במהלך השבועות האחרונים עשיתי כל מאמץ כדי להביא את בני גנץ לשולחן המשא ומתן. כל מאמץ כדי להקים ממשלה לאומית רחבה.
Benjamin Netanyahu announcing that his efforts to form Israel's next government have fallen short. 2 brutal elections have gone by, and there is still no clarity on who will be the next Prime Minister. Netanyahu's attempt to bring opposition leader Benny Gantz's party into coalition have failed. The Israeli president had suggested a so-called unity coalition of the 2 main parties. That arrangement would have seen Gantz and Netanyahu in a rotating premiership role. But Benny Gantz outrightly rejected this deal. President Rivlin has now asked opposition leader Benny Gantz to try his luck and succeed where Netanyahu failed. The Blue and White Party chief will now attempt to form a government, and he has 28 days to do so. Benny Gantz is optimistic of coming to power. The official Blue and White Party Twitter account put out this tweet. The time for spin is over, and now it's time for action. Blue and White is determined to form the Liberal Unity government led by Benny Gantz that the people of Israel voted for a month ago. But Gantz's chance of forming a government appear no better than Netanyahu's. The most feasible coalition option would include Gantz's centrist Blue and White, the centre-left Labour Party and the leftist Democratic camp, giving it 44 seats in the 120-member Knesset. The 13th member of the Arab Joint List could join them if its desperate members could reach an agreement on supporting such a government. But if Benny Gantz can't stack up the numbers, is the prospect of a third election looming large? Israel is keen on avoiding another election in a country which had already voted twice this year. Israeli law stipulates that if neither of the two candidates tasked by the president succeed in forming a government, the president can transfer the mandate to the Knesset. The parliament then could put forward a third candidate in a final bid to avoid another poll. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Now, China might be planning to replace